and it's great to see people over here so late on Friday. So thanks for joining us, and thanks to Mahen for sharing your uh, knowledge with the community. And we have been seeing Atlassian tools helping teams to collaborate better. And with Rovo announcement and now Rovo for everyone, I think it's a game changer. So let's see how Rovo can help us to work in a better way. So without wasting time, without uh, taking much time, handing over to you, Mahen. So we have next 40-45 minutes. And if anyone have any queries, questions, please make sure to put in the chat. We can take in between or we can go take afterwards.
Okay, works. Thanks, Siddharth, for the intro. Just before we start, I had one very quick question. Just wanted to understand the people who have joined. Are these mostly developers, students, product, or how exactly? Because I had some content which I wanted to share, but I wanted to ensure if I can, tailor it based on the audience a little bit.
So I think everyone, please type in over here that what your profile is. That will help Mahen to give exactly what you are looking for.
Okay, so we have few developers, we have few product managers as well. So yeah, on a high level, but to start with, yeah, as Siddharth was saying it, so this is I wanted to do is basically discuss and talk about Rovo and cover a little bit of how do you build custom agents in Rovo as well. So we'll start with first. I will let me share my screen as well. Uh, okay, I think I need to restart my uh, laptop, not laptop, sorry, Chrome, because it is not allowing me to share my screen. Uh, Quit and open. Okay, I will be back in 30 seconds. Yeah.
So meanwhile, Mahendra is back. Uh, People can keep writing in that how many people are. What's your profile? So we see Scrum Masters, project managers, developers. Okay, so here he is.
Yeah, let me try to share my screen again now. Window. Mhm. Okay, probably I will share my entire screen. Okay, I hope my screen is visible.
Yep.
Yeah, so this was the high level agenda. So we wanted to just discuss why Rovo, what is Rovo, and maybe we will also try to discuss some use cases with how can you integrate Confluence, how do you use Rovo with Confluence, Jira, JSM, and also Rovo CLI. There was last one more part, probably not mentioned here, was the agentic part as well. We will try to touch upon that as well if you have time. Building Rovo agents. All right, so cool. Uh, Let me start with that. So why AI and why Rovo? So basically, our work, the whatever work we do right now, it is more distributed and tool heavy than ever. Right? We use every day. I'm sure you will be using multiple. Since the people here are interested into Atlassian technologies, I'm sure you will be using multiple Atlassian technologies from Jira to Confluence to Bitbucket, right? Similarly, other tools like we are interacting right now through Zoom, and same goes for the list goes on and on, right? So there are a lot of different distributed tools that we use for our work, and we use we use a lot of different tools, and The problem that comes with that is, so we spend a lot of times, searching for information across these tools, right? That could be searching for the right ticket. If in Jira, it could be like searching for the right Confluence document, whatever that is required for your work, right? And also keeping these tools in sync, right? So if updating your ticket, commenting on it, it could be same goes for Confluence or any other technologies, right? So instead of doing the manual work, we end up spending a lot of time into this different tools and tech stack, and then keeping the information in sync, searching for information, and acting upon that, doing the grunt work of updating the status into different places or areas in this tooling, right? So we every day we do end up a large chunk of, or a significant chunk of our work actually requires doing that manual work, right? So instead of doing more meaningful work, so this is where Rovo comes in as a solution or an offering by Atlassian, right? So what exactly it allows you to do? It allows you to find information quickly, learn from it, and also act from it as well. So these are the three, I would say, pillars on which this product offering is built, right? It helps you into finding information, learning, and acting, right? You can also use that information and ask robot to act on it. So uh, what that exactly means, right? So let's just try to dive a bit deeper onto that. So finding means you can use natural language. You can use natural language to converse with this agent or tool called Rovo, and it will allow you to search across your enterprise tech stack, whatever that you have integrated it with, right? And it will try to find information, right information for you. That is one part. Second part is learning, right? So learning means once you have found the right information, you can ask the relevant questions. So you can chat or have a conversation with that Rovo, and it will allow you to, it will answer the question based on that information. And obviously the third part is the you can actually build workflows. You can build custom agents. So there are multiple, I would say, umbrella of ways in which you can actually act upon that information. So we will try to cover few interesting use cases, right, in this particular session, if you are just getting started with your row journey. So moving on, yeah, so it is probably it is same slide. So work is more distributed, team spending more time searching for information, and a solution is to use the one of the tool, Rovo being the primary one that we are going to discuss right now, as a virtual teammate to accelerate your loop, right? Your whatever workflow that you are doing, it can assist you into reducing the friction into that working loop. So yeah, before we move further, you might have also seen there is another offering by Atlassian called Atlassian Intelligence, right? So and it might be confusing what exactly is Rovo versus what exactly is Atlassian Intelligence, right? So Atlassian Intelligence is also another offering which is available, which also is based on AI, the technologies, but the difference is it is it is a basically you can see it is more like a feature which is built into different products, versus Rovo is actually an individual or a product offering. So you can see think of it as like, so you have multiple products like Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, right? Atlassian Intelligence is the underlying platform on which it is Rovo, even Rovo is built, right? But it is basically a separate product offering versus Atlassian Intelligence. So in fact, wherever you see this particular icon, that basically means it's a Atlassian Intelligence feature. But wherever you see this particular icon, it means it's a Rovo feature. And also from the company wide, I would say the push has been kind of towards using Rovo as a product offering, right? So you will see more and more of Rovo moving forward, and less of Atlassian Intelligence. Uh, so, yep. So as we just discussed, it is embedded inside the product, right? And so there are certain features that you will see which will have the Atlassian Intelligence, and it is available for premium and enterprise. Yeah, that is one of another distinguishing feature. For Rovo, it is actually it is a product offering. It allows you to search, chat, and it also allows you to build agents. So these are the offerings of Rovo. and it has a cross-product interface, probably one of another important point to note here, right? So it can work across different products. Yep. So now coming to the first part, how do we search? Uh, so I have a Loom video which I would like to play. I wanted to do a live demo, but uh, unfortunately I was facing some issues with it. So let me just know if you can see this one. Otherwise, we will try to. I had few more demos, so we will try to do some live work also after this. Does that work? Siddharth?
Yep. Yep. That works.
Okay. Oof. Okay. Are you able to hear it? Basic question.
No,
No?
no, we can't hear you.
Okay, okay. Let's then do it other way around. I will just demo it on my. Let me open the link. Hmm, we can actually, yeah. So what we were just discussing, right? So we will start with that only. Uh, So searching for information, right? That is the first part that we just discussed. So for example, yeah, here is our Atlassian site. I can go here, ask Rovo. Let me zoom this a bit more. Where is the switch to? Yeah. So as I said, we can ask Rovo to search for information, right? So I will just start with basic one basic use case, which is let's say if you are let's say going on a you want to just simply understand what exactly your team or particular team is working on, right? So this is one of the use cases where I simply want to know help me understand what my team is working on in the last month. I was on leave. Just very basic query, right? So the intention is to just showcase the capability that it can actually look across different stacks. It can look across by your Bitbucket tickets. It can look across your conference documents, right? And also your teamwork graph, for example, right? So just I would like to highlight. So it first of all, it kind of highlighted that what is the team that I'm working for right now, right? So this is actually the correct team name, right? And then what are the key projects that are going on in the team right now. So again, it has kind of I would say uh, uh, identified those projects, and it has kind of summarized for me, right, what exactly has been going on, what are the relevant tickets that my team is currently working on. Then I can try to dive deeper into this. I can try to ask more questions, right? If I'm interested into a particular ticket, a particular uh, a particular project or anything like that. So I can go dive deep and understand it, right? So this is one of the ways. There can be many other ways, right? So this is one of the primary ways you can have a conversation and start with simply searching for information using Rovo, right? So okay, so this was the first demo. Let's move on to the next part. So now we will just try to look at the Confluence also. So uh, Atlassian AI plus Confluence. So yeah, so you can ask, for example, this was very general scenario, right? Now, how does it integrate with multiple different products? So for Confluence, for example, you can ask Robo to create pages, right? It can also summarize them, or it can also it can also actually do a audio version of your page. So let me just quickly go and maybe open a page right now. So Yep. So I had all the links by the way open, but when I reopened my browser, all the links went down. So just give me a second. I just wanted to highlight this on one of the, okay, we can actually pick any of them. So if you notice here, right? So whenever you open any particular page, right, you will see uh, this button, Ask Rovo AI, right? So you can go as soon as you click on it, right? You will see these options. You can actually ask it, like let's say, summarize the page for me, right? So this is again a very basic one. I am sure many people, most of the people would know about it, right? So it will go read through the page and it will try to summarize the page. This is one of the basic one, but another one which I personally like to use is so it also gives you an audio summary, right? So if you notice here, there is a listen option. So I can quick click on the listen option, right? And I can switch. I can also play it. So and there is also a summarize option here. So I can actually go here, you know, and actually play the summary of the conference page, whatever that you have open. So again, very quick question: are you able to hear the audio?
No,
Okay, so
I think I need
hmm.
to select that record voice should be going.
Okay, let me try that quickly. Stop sharing. Mhm. Yeah, I think I need to pick one and then it will allow me also share tab audio. Okay, yeah. Runbook, where is that page? Yup, also share tab audio. Okay, now hopefully it should work, right? So,
Are crucial for maintaining system performance and preventing incidents. The Runbook outlines procedures for managing unhealthy
is
Amazon
it,
EC2 nodes in the
are you guys
Jira
able to hear it
Autoscaling
now?
Group
Yep,
ESG
yep.
environment, which are crucial for maintaining system performance and preventing incidents. Unhealthy nodes often arise when new instances are launched, leading to potential failures in user actions, such as viewing or creating issues, and can also result in search timeouts.
Okay, so just I don't want to invest a lot of time into this. So the point which I wanted to highlight was, so see, based on the Confluence doc, it has generated a summary and also a narration, right? So it is not just reading the text out loud here, right? It is actually going one step beyond. It is trying to
Document
summarize
emphasizes the need for immediate response.
the summarize the whatever discussions that we had in this particular document. It is trying to summarize it and play it for me. So this is one of the, I would say, interesting feature which I've also personally use a lot of time when I don't have time to go through it. Right, it will summarize and it will give me a very good summary of the audio summary of the document which I want to quickly get a understanding of, right, before I try to read through each or the entire document. So this is again another, I would say, case. The third one which I wanted to highlight was, so if you know, you can actually create, uh, let me create a document. Uh, okay, before we go into that, any questions till this point?
Himansh had one question that Atlassian Intelligence's platform engine you mentioned. So if you can describe little more detail and what do you
Mhm.
mean by platform and engine and how Rovo is built over it?
Okay, so again, my understanding is not 100% will be correct at this point in time, but yeah. So what it means by platform and engine is, so Rovo is a product, right? And internally it is using the same, I would say, Atlassian APIs, which are powering the Atlassian intelligence. So even if you talk about Atlassian intelligence, for example, right, it will also have a front end layer where you will be doing some front end work. Similarly, a lot of back end API layer where we'll be doing the business logic, right? And there will be a platformish layer where you have all your LLM agents, all the APIs related to that. So what that basically means is, if uh, I have to open a Excel draw. Let it open very quickly. Yep. So what that means is, let's say you will have a Atlassian.
And we are just seeing one page, the Confluence page.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I switched my uh, shared this tab instead. Okay. So the point which I was trying to make is, so let's say you have, when we say Atlassian intelligence, it will have its own set of basically front end and back end logic, right, which is baked into the product. So it could be like you can consider it as a product one. Similarly, product one could be, in our case, let's say Confluence, right? So there will be a lot of changes native to this particular product. Similarly, you will have another product called Jira. So there will be a lot of product underlying. There will be a platform where which is interacting with all of our uh, uh, what LLMs, right? So so this platform is common. But when we say Rovo, it is basically like another layer. It will have its own set of backend and front end services, right? And it will also interact with this only. So that is the intention. So there will be components that are, yeah, and as I said, mostly the company-wide pushes to use Rovo, right? So you will see it getting more and more used and more highlighted. Probably it is also possible that many of this tooling can actually be moved. You might see in future lot of those branding you might see as Rovo. So whatever things that you see right now is Atlassian Intelligence, it is very high chances that within next few years you will actually see only Rovo on top, and all of those might get integrated into the Rovo story itself. So I hope that answers your question. Okay.
Yep.
So now let me share this tab instead. Okay, so we're discussing about Atlassian AI plus Confluence. So another part which I wanted to cover. Okay, since I also wanted to cover the whiteboarding experience. Okay, so I think, okay, share this tab instead. Since now I know how to share, I'm hoping this should be.
So, other
Are you able to listen it to it now?
than grouping, you can
Yep.
also use this for
Okay, let me zoom it.
actually ideation as well. So I think we just discussed about how you can use. So
Okay, a very quick question before I jump into this. I hope everyone has used this whiteboarding feature, right? Is everyone aware that in Confluence you can create whiteboards?
I think some of them have used.
Okay, so for those who haven't, so you can actually go into, let me go into my space, share this tab. Just give me a second. I will. So spaces, let me go into my space. I have some things here. I will just quickly go and show you. So yeah, so here you get the whiteboarding. So whiteboarding you can use to, create. Let me start with the blank whiteboard only. So let's say if we are ideating on this only, I will just add few tickets here, right? So let's say you can basically use this whiteboard for ideation, right? So now I will go back to the same screen where I was just trying to highlight how exactly you can use Robo there. So, okay.
grouping, you can also. So Other than grouping, you can also use this for actually ideation as well. So I think we just discussed about how you can use the group feature to actually group the common ideas together. But I would say a more powerful feature is ideation, right? So I use the same tickets, and what I did was I
So just I think this just to share a bit more context at this point. So if you notice here, I have created some tickets, some for ideation, and I use the grouping feature in Rovo. So it kind of grouped the uh, tickets based on the category. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to ask Rovo to create more of the similar
basically asked it to
tickets.
start exploration on this whiteboard. So if you notice here, these are the ideas that it came up with. So our theme, again, to note down is figure out topics to cover for Atlassian
Yeah, so this is where I started. So I gave it a theme that, okay, figure out some topics for Atlassian community event, right?
community.
And then, oops, sorry. So then I added few of the ideas which I had. Maybe we can, if how much time we have, I can do a live demo of this also. Siddharth, let me know. I think we are at 7:30. Okay, sorry. I think I wanted to cover a few more topics. Let's just stick to this particular demo. I just wanted to move to RoboDev after this.
And
Yeah.
based on that, so it did come up with a decent, enterprise. Like if you see Rovo Search Enterprise Wide Knowledge Discovery, JSM, even technical parts, right? So it did come up with I would say nice breadth of ideas that we can start to think about. Sometimes when you are working on a project or right, your thinking can be very narrow. These are the cases where it can try to make your thinking a bit wider with diverse set of ideas and things for you to talk about. So other than grouping,
Okay. Any please make the browser full screen. Okay, okay. I sorry, Jitin. I saw this a bit late. Uh, we can do two things from now. I can try to maybe explain this one again if you want, or I can jump to the next topic which I wanted to cover, which was around RoboDev, CLI, and also the agentic. How do you build the agent, custom agents in Robo? We will try to cover a small live. We can try to do that live. I was just thinking. So any okay, CLI works. Okay, apologies for that. Maybe I should have kept it in mind. Uh, uh, okay, so this was the Loom part. Let me just, since we also have, let me start sharing again. So this is how many of people here know about RoboDev CLI? So it's for people who don't know. So Rovo Dev CLI is a command line interface offering again built on Rovo by Atlassian, right? You can use it in so it is like any other agent that you might be, especially the developers might be using it. For example, Cursor. It could be some other tooling as well, right? So it is similar to that, but just one key, I would say, difference or key differentiating factor why you might want to use Rovo Dev CLI is it can integrate with all of your uh, Atlassian products. It has a very deep integration with all the Atlassian products like Confluence, Jira, Bitbucket, right? So if your company, for example, uses these tools, Teamwork Graph, for example, so all of these product offerings by Atlassian, if your team or a company uses this heavily, then integrates, it gels very well with those tools, right? And it can give you a lot of insight into what is going on, right? So I will share very recent I would say, work on it. And let me just quickly go jump into my CLI itself, right? So yeah, so how do you set it up? So there are already documents online. I would not go into how do you set it up, but I will just try to demonstrate how what it can do for you. So obviously I'm into Atlassian, right? So I'm working for Atlassian. So yeah, we are using Robo Dev CLI heavily, and it is integrated with all of our tools, right? So I just wanted to highlight one, I would say, scenario which I'm currently working on. It was just this evening I was working on some of the tickets, right? So we will start with first thing, right? So whenever you start with the RoboDev CLI, right? Again, this is a command line interface, right? It can, as I said, it can integrate with your Atlassian products very well. So for example, it here as I logged into this, it actually identified that what are the tickets that are assigned to me, and I had one or few tickets assigned to me yesterday, which were around fixing some vulnerability issues into my into the service that my team owns, right? And these are some of those tickets. So I simply asked it, yeah. So the way I started it, let me just go a little bit back. Okay, before that, I hope the screen is visible. Uh, right. This screen was visible, right? My terminal was visible. Okay. So no worries. So yeah, so I was just trying to highlight. I started with this, and the RoboDev actually identified some of the tickets which I have to work on priority. Then I simply asked Rovo that can you pick this particular ticket and try to start working on it. So if you notice here, and I also gave it some context, and based on that, it actually generated one fix, right? That it also not just generated that fix. I also eventually asked it to create a PR and push it. So it actually did that also. Let me just show you that PR if it is open. It is open in my different tab. Uh, 1 second. So let me pull it on this side. Yep. So okay. So this is the PR. It kind of generated that this particular PR. Will just quickly showcase the changes. So the changes in this particular case were simple in nature. I had to update my Docker build Node.js version, right? But the point is, I did not generate this PR manually. That is the point which I wanted to highlight. I asked RoboDev to look at the ticket. It understood the context from the ticket, and then it started working on it. And then I looked at the changes locally. Then I asked it to commit those changes and create a PR with a description. So this is what it generated, right? It has the link to the ticket. It has that vulnerability ID, whatever. This is something internal, but it also has some decent description that okay, we are trying to do upgrade our base image version for our one of our service, right? So long story short, if and it can I can also give it, let's say, a confidence doc, right? So let's say, for example, if I'm starting some work on a new project, I can try to give it that link to that particular conference doc, and I can try to have a conversation. Hey, what exactly needs to be done there? And this is something which I also actively use, and then it kind of gives me uh, uh, more granular understanding. For example, the doc could be talking about high level things, and mapping that information to the actual service that I have to work on. So it can try to bridge that gap. Also, it can help me into bridging that gap. So this was the another Rovo use case which I wanted to cover. Any question till this part?
I can't
Let
see
me know
any
if
questions.
okay. Let me know if I am going fast. Okay. Cool. Then maybe the last part that I wanted to close this with was how to. So these are okay. Is our intellectual property code too safe if we use Rovo CLI? Okay, I believe that should be the case, right? Because it is it. What exactly do you mean by intellectual property? That also depends, right? So our code can be used for training. I believe it should be safe. Uh, but again, I can get back to you, Himansh, if you need more information. I haven't explored how exactly it can be used for training. Well, what exactly do you mean by training? Training could be training can have different meanings, right? It can be, let's say, if are is it the are you do you mean that the data is exposed to other third-party services? Okay. Can Rovo CLI be integrated into CI/CD pipelines and or automation scripts? Okay, Shrikant Patil, and there is one more. It can be okay. So Himash, unfortunately, I don't know the correct answer to how exactly. I will get back to you on your question. But for Shrikant Patil, actually, yes, yeah, you can integrate with it with CI/CD pipeline. So let me maybe I will just try to cover that aspect first, right? So for example, this is the pipeline, right? So we have a Bitbucket. I hope my screen is visible. We have this Bitbucket pipeline. Okay, not here. Let me go to the pipeline. Yeah. So here, actually, if you, okay, this case, this is actually the pipeline is passing, so I might not be able to showcase it here. So, but if there was a freeze and failure on this where I could showcase. Okay, short answer, yes, you can integrate, and we were just trying to cover that aspect only in a different manner. Let me try to explain what exactly mean by that. So, for example, yep. So I just wanted to, since we are short on time, so I will just try to cover the last agent. How do we build custom agent part? Right? Hopefully will answer the Shrikant's question as well. So yeah, how do you build custom agents? Uh, let's start back. So I will go back to my screen. So let's say I'm at my home. I hope the screen is visible. Yeah. So you will see, so the way to build it, actually there are two ways. You can either use the Rovo Studio, or you can build, if you want to build a more granular agent, you can use Forge platform as well. So in this particular demo, because we don't have that much time, and we want to keep things simple, we will be using the Atlassian Studio approach. All right. So how do you use it? You go to your home, right? You will see the studio on left. Right? You open that link. Here, you will see the agent option. Go there, and you can go to create an agent. You can start creating that agent. So I've already created one small agent, right? I will just open this one up for you right now. So what it does is it is just a support ticket topic analyzer. Okay, not this one. Okay, I wanted to showcase this one. But both of them works mostly the same. So it's a IT triage classifier. What that means is, okay, that it can. My intention with this agent was the work that I wanted to assign to this agent was that it will look at the IT ticket. It will try to classify the category as whether it's a software, whether ticket is related to software or whether the ticket is related to hardware, right? So how did I build it? Again, you go to the create agent part. Let me showcase that as well. I believe it will not take lot of time. So we go here, we go to create an agent, we select Rovo agent, right? And you will see this conversational agent screen. Now, let's say whatever agent that you want to build, I will just say, I want to build IT triage agent which can classify tickets for me, right? So based on this conversation, you can actually take this conversation forward also, right? So it has already came up with some instructions, and actions right now is done, and you can actually also assign knowledge to this particular agent. And this is how you can have a conversation, and you will get the final instruction here, and then you go to the review phase, which I already did. So we will discard it for now. I will go back to the triage classifier, right? So this is how you build the agent. Again, one very basic thing, and I would suggest you to, after this call, maybe you try to explore this on your own. So agent has four parts, all right? It has a knowledge part where you can actually assign conference document if you feel that those are relevant. Let's say IT triage classifier, you can assign if you have any runbooks in your team, right? You can assign those, add those so that that agent has access to those. Similarly, you can create some, assign it some skills. Skills means what are the actions that you want the agent to be able to do. Skills could be updating a pull request, creating a review comment, right? So those are the code related, or it could be creating a comment on your ticket, right? And any of the above, right? Or changing the state of the ticket as well, right? So those you can actually customize your agent with certain skills. Similarly, behavior is the identity part. How do you want the agent to behave with your customers? You can actually go and edit that behavior, right, from here. This is the third part, and the scenario part. Scenario part we will not be covering right now. It is slightly more complex. Basically, you can give agents some scenarios to. Scenarios are basically like examples which you can provide to the agent, so that whenever a particular scenario is triggered, the agent will try to perform actions based on that scenario, whatever that you have configured. So let's say it could be example, very simple example could be for IT triage agent. Let's say if the customer asks, or the help seeker asks you that, hey, I want to create, my VPN is not working. So you can have a scenario of VPN, a scenario for fixing VPN issues, right? Similarly, you can have a different scenario for hardware issue, for example, right? And you can have different skills required for that. So all of that you can actually configure right now inside this scenario settings, which we'll not be doing for now, since we want to keep things simple. So another thing here, once you have created the agent, is you can go and create a trigger. Right, so trigger is whenever you want the agent to activate. It is not necessary for you to create a trigger, right? If you want your customers to have a conversation, it is not necessarily to have a trigger. In this particular case, I actually want it to have a trigger. What I mean by that is, whenever a work item is created, I want this particular agent to be triggered, right? So that's why I'm going here and I've added this, and I want my Jira service management space, where I have one admin space where I want to add a trigger. So I will just go and add a trigger. Right, in this automation, I'm hoping everyone knows about automation, right? So you can create an automation here. Uh, I already had an automation. Let me just quickly see if that is enabled. Uh, Create a Rovo agent. Okay, update the status. Okay, let's just go with this for now. Yeah. So we have a trigger when a work item is created. We have a triage classifier. I will just ask, I will give this a very basic prompt here. Uh, Assess the ticket and classify as hardware issue or software issue. So my intention is the agent should be very basic right now, right? It will just use this prompt and it will try to classify whatever new tickets come into my bucket. And then I will just add one more action here, uh, which will be, yeah. So this is again the skill part. You can add the action into agent as well. Right now we are doing it via automation. So I want to, for now, let's keep things simple. I will just add a comment. So comment on work item. And how do I use the output of the agent? So you can use it like this, agent response. So you can actually add conditions also. We will try to keep things simple. We will just very quickly, because we are already at 7:47. Okay, so let me turn this on. We will, okay, this is turned on. Invoke row agent on issue creation. Okay, so now we have a agent. Let me quickly go to the space. Yeah, now let me try to create a ticket, right? In this space, my laptop is broken. Just, okay, very simple. We will see what it does. Okay, we just created a ticket. Hopefully live demos, sometimes you can face some problems. So hopefully it should work. Okay, I think we ended up creating a duplicate workflow, but that should be fine. We should see two. Yep. So okay. So I guess I ended up creating two, but I would like to quickly highlight few of the things here. I didn't want to. I hope everyone is aware about the automation, right? So so yeah, it has kind of tried to identify. If you notice here, it has already classified it as a hardware issue. So this was a very simple example, but now I hope you will be able to understand how exactly you can use it, because you can actually add this as a condition, right? So instead of replying, you can have this as a condition that if the classification is hardware issue, let's say change the uh, ticket or change the request type of investigate the problem to hardware, right? Okay, we don't have a hardware issue right now, but I hope the intention is clear. That you can actually use the Rovo agent, and you can have certain classification and you can try to classify your ticket accordingly, or you can do more advanced stuff. Similar same goes for, let's say this was a JSM use case, which we try to just cover in a very short period of time, but you can actually do the same thing for Bitbucket as well, right? You can create a very your own custom, let's say review bot, PR review bot, right? And you can have very specific instructions of what you are expecting your review bot to do, and then you can add the integration with Bitbucket, for example, and then whenever a new PR is created, new pull request is created, it will go ahead and try to investigate that for you, right? And it will try to comment on that as well. So those could be very advanced scenarios, and maybe in the next section we can try to cover those. Uh, Probably we did not had that much time in this one. We are already at 7:50. So yep, any question? I will open the forum for questions now. I hope the session was useful.
So, Mahen, there are two questions.
Okay.
One with from Shrikant regarding how authentication permissions or data access is handled
Uh,
at the
how
bottom.
authentic? Okay. Permission and data. Yes, you will have to give it certain permissions, right? So it could be based on your particular org. Those can be slightly different. So let's say if you are accessing, if what usually what I do is, or in my particular case, so we go into we basically give it an access token, right? And then the access token, you have to give it to Rovo CLI, only then it will be able to access our company specific information. But as I said, let's say based on what integrations your company supports with different tooling, most likely you will have to give it different access to tokens for each of those. Yeah, but yeah, so the general flow is like that only. Whenever you open the Rovo CLI, you will have to, it will ask you certain questions that for example, if it is trying to connect to Jira, it will ask you, hey, I need permission to Jira. It would be either through access tokens, or it would be either through, it will either give you a link where you go into Jira, open that Jira link and try to permit this tool to access your information on Jira. So yeah, it either through dev accounts or either through authentication whenever, let's say, you are trying to access. What is the other question?
Himansh asked where else we can use Rovo agents apart from the automation tab.
So we just covered multiple use cases, right? You can use Rovo agent. So okay, so if I go into this, for example, here, right? So whenever you go into Ask Rovo section, right? So you will see the option to select agent. So here, right? So we did not cover that conversational part. We jumped into other one. So you will see here there are agents here, right? So these are like pre-built agent that you get. It should also, again, okay, not on this ticket. This is a different site, so it will not have the agent that we just created, but the flow is mostly the same. So you can select a particular agent here, right? And it will give you certain queries. Tell me about yourself, for example. Let's just start with that. So yeah, so this is how you can use. So this is on, I am on my Jira side, and you can go into Ask Rovo. You can select that agent and then have a conversation with it, right? So based on your workflow, whether you use heavily Jira, you might be using heavily Confluence. That flow will mostly be same. So let's say we can try to cover that also. So yeah, now here we are at the Confluence part. Some let me, any document I will just open, right? I will go into Ask Rovo, right? Same flow. So you go here, you select the agent, and then you will try to access. So now when, as soon as you select that agent, then you are working within that context of that agent. So whatever prompt that you have provided, whatever knowledge base that you have provided, whatever skills that you have provided to that agent, the conversation will continue in that particular context.
Okay. With the demo, Jitin asked a question that can we update the status of stories using Rovo?
Can we update status of your stories? Yes, yes, you can.
And I think Shrikant
So we
appreciated
we
this.
discuss about the skills, right? So skills you can have as similar to adding a comment. You can have a adding updating a ticket, and then you can do the status update as well.
Yeah, Mahen, so I think you have given a good curiosity among the world. Shrikant has definitely asked for in-person workshop kind of session on this. So I think we need to connect with you on that so that we can hold that session. So let us know whenever you are in Greater Noida or nearby,
Sure,
we
sure,
can plan
sure.
something with you. Already we have something for Himansh. So now you are also in a pipeline.
Yeah, yeah, works.
Okay, we have another question from Nikki that can Rovo agent be deployed from one instance to another directly, or it would need recreation in another instance?
Okay, I don't know the answer to that. What do you mean by instance? Mean you mean the Jira side?
Yep, it might be. Nikki,
Okay, I honestly I
yes,
don't
Jira
know. I
side.
will also
Yes,
have to
Jira side.
explore. Yeah, I don't know the answer right now. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so I think with that we are just on time. If anyone wants to have more conversations, you can definitely connect with Mahend on LinkedIn, and we'll definitely catch hold of Mahend to have some another session on a detailed session where we can have lot more conversation, and we'll try to have in person or hybrid kind of thing so that we can catch those things. And thanks everyone for joining in, and big thanks to Mahendra and Himansh for taking out time and joining us and sharing your valuable insights with us. And this is what our community is all about: learning together, sharing experiences, and growing together. So stay connected with the community, and I think by tomorrow, same time, you all will be getting a feedback form. So feel free to give your feedback and also suggest what other topics you want to have. So we are planning in-person session in Feb, March, and April. So might be some of them might be from Himansh or Mahend, and we would be doing those workshop kind of thing. So please be in touch, and we'll happy to have you meet you in person as well. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
Thanks, Mahendra.
Okay, bye.